Hey there, it's Anna again. It is an unseasonably hot day at the end of May, and I cannot mow my lawn because I have apparently lost an adjustable lift link off of my John Deere riding lawnmower. And you know, this is not the type of video that I've ever done before, not my usual fodder, but I wanted to record repairing this because I think there's a lot of us who didn't get shop class as kids, who are in a situation where we never learned repairing mechanical stuff. I'm recording this not because I am an expert in any way, but because I am the antithesis of an expert. I don't know what I'm doing, and if I can fix my machinery, then you definitely can too. So today I'm going to figure out how to replace the adjustable lift link on a John Deere S130, and hopefully it'll go well, and I would love to do this along with you, simply for the reason that, okay, 11 months ago, I am the person who is like Googling how to operate a John Deere S130 without breaking it. Okay, this is not my forte. And I think it's important to boost each other's confidence, and if my experiences with repairing machines and keeping them going, because it's kind of the only option. I think there's a lot of us who, you know, if you want to mow the lawn and your lawnmower breaks, you can kind of either figure out how to fix it yourself or not mow the lawn. So let's figure out how to fix it. All right, here we go. First of all, I want to show you how I knew something was wrong with my machine. Do you see these lines carved into the lawn? I have been working on renovating what used to be a pig pasture over here, and the ground is still a little rough. At one point I hit a bump and all of a sudden started making yard art. And the way I figured out that it was an adjustable lift link is I just got under the machine and started comparing one side to the other and trying to figure out, okay, what is different from one side to the other? Why is the deck completely crooked? One side is dragging on the ground, the other is nice and high. Something is different here. And so let me show you what I saw on one side that was totally missing on the other. All right, here we are underneath on the left side of the machine, and you can see there's what looks like a piece of metal in the shape of a P, a washer and a spring, and it connects down to this metal yellow section that is connected to the whole deck, and it's holding it where it's supposed to be. Let's go look at the other side. And here's the right side. Nothing there. This is the hole. You can see where that adjustable lift link should be, and it's completely missing. I got out my dowsing rods and pretty quickly found the missing link, but I couldn't find the spring pin and washer that are supposed to go with it, and so I found that the easiest and fairly cost affordable actually way to just do the whole thing was to order the entire assembly, and I figured that way I've just got it. I will put the link in the show notes and also a link to the manual for this mower. One thing that I discovered was that the online interactive manual absolutely stinks. Parts of the pictures are missing and it's just lousy. Look for the one, you know, the manual plus PDF. Look for the PDF version of it, download that, and if you don't have the physical copy of your manual, I find that to be a much better solution. All right, so let's take a look at what came in this package and we'll see what we've got. Let me flip this phone around. All right, here's the old lift link that I went dowsing for in the yard and found it, but was missing the washer and spring, which again, cheaper. You probably, if you've got the time, just go to a hardware store or a Tractor Supply, and you could probably measure the washer and replace that, and also the spring pin, which is just a pretty simple spring pin. But since I have the whole new assembly, I am going to put the assembly together and put it on the machine and see how we do. All right, so this piece needs to go on. There's a long thread right here. Let's start by doing that. So we're just starting by taking this right off, sliding this piece up on, swivels around, and putting that nut back on. Now, I am assuming that this was about the right height last time. So we're going to tighten that up a little bit. All right, now that we've got that put together, let's just go take a look at the side that's still mounted correctly and see whether the washer goes in front or in back. This is the kind of thing that probably someone would just know if they do this kind of stuff, but I don't do this kind of stuff. So let's just take a quick look. All right, there we go. So the washer is in front of the top of the P-shape of metal, and the spring goes in front of it with the straight part going down through the hole and the other piece on the outside. All right, we can do that. So let me show you this piece of metal that's attached to the threaded part of the P-shape, the adjustable lift link. See how it's an oval? If you look at the hole where that's missing, you can see the oval metal plug goes right in. You'll feel it go through the other side, and then you twist it so it's right side up. It's actually really easy to do. Now, this is what the top of that P-shaped lift link needs to go over, and you can tell it doesn't reach. What I need to do is put my other hand under the edge of the metal mower deck, lift up a little bit, and lift it over this black metal protrusion. There's a real name for it, and I don't have the manual in front of me, so I don't know what it's called. Alright, I wasn't able to video that process because I was using both hands, but just a little bit of lifting on the edge of the mower deck makes it so easy to loop this up and over. And again, mirror imaging the other side and looking at the manual, the straight part is toward the front of the mower, and the loop part goes toward the back. Now, let's put the washer on. All right, I've got the washer. Just putting it right over top. And you can feel, it's hard to see under there, the whole thing is under the machine, but you can feel how there's a hole on the top and there's a hole on the bottom. And we know that the spring clip is going to go right through there, so let's do it. All right, let's see. I have never done this before, but you can tell it just takes a little bit of pressure. Oh, that was not that hard. All right, I just double checked the manual to make sure that those spring pins were in the right position. It is, and so I'm gonna try using this and see if it works correctly. All right, fingers crossed. That was all there was to it. It was a pretty easy fix, thank goodness. I was able to easily order the part. I actually could have just done this as a same-day fix and spent even less by simply going and matching the washer and the spring pin. That would be the most frugal and sensible way to do it probably, but I actually had a really nasty eye infection a couple days ago, and it worked out most easily just to order the assembly and replace it. I am going to throw a couple links below to people who really know what they're talking about with repairing John Deere lawnmowers, because again, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I am learning a lot about keeping my equipment working, even though I am not an expert. I am anything but an expert, and I think that there are a lot of us who never learned this kind of stuff. Maybe never expected to need to know this kind of stuff. And unless you live near a repair shop and can afford to have somebody else repairing your equipment, learning how to figure it out and just pony up and repair it yourself, you know, it's frustrating. And it's also really empowering. I feel amazing right now having just fixed a lawnmower that I couldn't use, and with an inexpensive part, getting back up and running again. And I'm really thankful that I was able to do that. Last week I repaired my old Troy-Bilt rototiller, and just fixing small repairs It's amazing how much it puts some wind in your sails and reminds you that you can figure this out, you can do it. So I'm going to make a practice. If I have other things to repair around here, I'll probably try to take you along with me by video for the journey, but basically just let me encourage you that we can do it. You know, don't be afraid of the machine, and sometimes just sleuthing it out and figuring it out, you can do it. We can do it.